Hi guys, that's Dorota, international nail artist and educator, and today we are going to play with some neon pigments. It is always fun to create designs with them. Have a preview of it in here. I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial, so let's start. We will play with the pigments again, so I show you the design I have created. It's a little combination of the bling and the pigments, so it looks quite nice. As a background we are going to use 183, which is a black ink. Pigments always looks awesome on the black background, but you can also do it on the lighter ones as well. Just make sure you do cure your product quite well, so you don't get those inhibition layer going through your light color and making it dirty. And same when we do the scratches, make sure you do them quite fine so the pigment doesn't get stuck in there. And then another tip. So I quite like this black because it has amazing coverage, like really nice. And then the last tip. We will be also using the new brush, the watercolor brush, and I know guys you have waited for it like ages. So I hope you will love it. And then cook this one as well. Okay, I can put my black on the side. The next step is the top coat over our design. So I'm picking up the first tip and then apply the top coat over it. Like make sure you cover everywhere and then cook it. This is something which Olivia reminded me of, is a curing time. So the gel polishes I cure 60 seconds. The French gel, I'm gonna cure it for a 60 to 90 seconds, depending on the thickness of the lines I will create. Because I also like the thicker the product, the longer it takes to cure, the thinner it is, the shorter time it takes. So keep that guys in mind. Then top coat this one. And the top coat I'm curing 60 seconds as well. And that's LED light. Quite often I just say it's put it inside the lamp or cook it in, but I forget how important the curing is, especially for a beginner which has no clue of the curing time. So I do apologize for not saying it in some of the videos, and I think it is nice to have those kind of feedback from the people which do just start up. And obviously I'm reading all your comments as well, and I'm trying to answer them in some future videos. So like we have done some previous pigments designs and I know your questions, so I'm able to answer them in the next time. When I'm working with the pigments, I quite like to use the baby wipe. You know that guys already. So just put that in there. I'm not going to open the pigments until I buff my tips, so this one is ready. And I'm just taking a buffer and giving a couple scratches to it. I've got two sides, so one side is 100, the other side is 180. Now I'm using a side 100, and as you can see it, the scratches are much bigger. I do it for a quickness really, but then I will have to go with those fine buffer over it just to smooth out those scratches. Otherwise your pigment gets stuck in those scratches and it will make your design look dirty. Okay, so now I'm just smoothing out those scratches. Even more blue scrap, so that's to dehydrate but also to clean it and to smooth out the scratches which we have created. Okay, and that's my tip ready for the next step. I'm just going to do it exactly the same on the other ones. So quickly scratch it all over. Pigments are actually awesome as well for, like, see, on my nails I've got a French manicure, and if I would want to do it neon French, I could use the pigments as well and just do exactly the same technique we are doing for the design now to use it on the clients. You could also do some ombre French manicure with the neon pigments as well. That's what looks super, super cool too. Okay, clean this one, and then the last one. And yes, some of you will, I have actually answered it in some other video, but probably I get this question again from those ones who didn't watch. Can you not apply the matte top coat? Yes, you can apply the matte top coat, but you will still have, you will get the pigment stuck over it if you don't buff it. Okay, so if you're having some disasters or issues or your design doesn't work, that's mean because you didn't do it properly. I ran out of the blue tack and I had to use the pink one. The pink one doesn't hold as well. I can see it now. And yes, I've got those tape as well, guys. The one you can put it in there, the double-sided tape. I don't know, I'm just so used to the blue tack because then I can use it for my display as well and when taking the pictures. But anyway, that's my tips all buffed. And the brush which we are going to use. Also, we do listen to you guys, so this is a new brush coming out, and it has the name on it. Okay, so it says it's a watercolor brush, and that's a bigger size brush, so you can do some watercolor designs, but also those type of designs, and I love it for winter time. Obviously not in the neons, but in white and sugaring, like it looks absolutely fantastic. So I'm just going to dry wipe and clean my brush because I have used it for some different design. And then we are going to paint. I have picked up small amount of the product on my brush, and all the idea about painting with this brush is like pressing harder and then pressing lighter, and you can create quite nice and interesting designs. So I'm going to press it harder, like quite hard, and then lighter, and you can see it, we have created like a petal, and this is awesome because the brush does the work for you. Okay, let's try another one. So press hard and then press lighter. You can pick up another scoop of the product and go below it, press it harder and then lighter. They are honestly so beautiful, like for a wedding, and you can see it. What a nice designs we can create. Obviously I've got a tiny bit of the previous product on my brush. I should clean it with the UV cleanser, or pick up the product and then clean it, and now I can paint it without of the residue of the previous color. So this is a good way of making your brush absorb the color you're using currently. I don't want to do the design on the entire part on this one, so I'm just going to start to finishing it and going another swirly part and here. And if I press lighter, I create thinner lines. If I press stronger, I've got like those kind of petals. To finish off the design, we are going to use the D-liner and just add a couple finer lines to it. So what you can do it is you can prolong it. You can add some small ones like here. And maybe there. I'm kind of using the same technique, but just with the smaller brush. And another one. So pressing harder and then lighter. This is super cool way, and like you get really beautiful results. Like imagine it on the, even doing it on the French manicure nail with white, it will look absolutely fantastic. You can also apply the top coat over it and then use the French gel with the fine brush just to do some parts like I did it now with the small brush, and do not top coat it, then you get this kind of 3D effect. Now I'm going to cure it. It's quite thin, so I'm going to cure it 60 seconds, the first one, and then I will taste it how it behaves, because I cannot also, like, I think that's why I don't give curing times as well. You might use different product, you might use different lamp, and the product will cure slightly different for you than it does for me. That's the main reason why I don't give the timing sometimes. But let's do another one. And you can see it, how quick those designs are, like really quick. And then just one more. And maybe one more. That's it. Like I don't have to do anything else. It looks quite nice and impressive with the couple brushes, brush strokes. Now I'm just searching for some empty-ish spaces, and I'm just filling it up with the fine brush. And that's another design finished. So I'm going to cure it. So the first one is cured for 60 seconds, and I can see it has perfect curing time. It's not too shiny, but it's also not too matte. So that's mean I should cure all my designs 60 seconds, and this is a perfect curing time for me. Okay, let's do another one. So I'm just cleaning the excess from my brush. Press it hard and then lighter. Hard and lighter. Hard, lighter. So easy. Okay, and we have created some sort of flower there. Small brush. And that's it. Let's cure it. Again, 60 seconds. And now I can move my stuff away and open up the pigments. For the pigments, you could use the either eyeshadow applicators, you could use some eyeshadow brush, the blending brush. I think that's probably even better. I've got one nice, but I want to keep it for my eyes. I don't want to damage it for the nails. So, but I need to try it. I think it will give quite a nice results. Since I had those pink paint in here, I have no choice. I just need to go pink in here. Okay, so I'm going pink in there. I could actually now, once I'm rubbing the pigment, I can feel it that it leaves quite a lot of pigment on, and there is a tiny bit of the excessive inhibition layer. So I'm going to give it an extra couple seconds cure to my next designs, okay? Then I'm going to take this purple one and a drop of the blue. Blend that out. So blend it. And now that's me happy. Remove the excess. And you can see that it's a little bit shiny-ish. So it shouldn't be. That's how I know I could cure it a couple seconds longer, okay? So let's put this one on the side and do on the other ones. Now this one wasn't properly in. So on this one, I want to go slightly different color range. Cameraman, which one you wanted? You wanted green and...
Blue.
Green and blue, okay.
And yellow.
Green, blue and yellow, okay. Okay, so I need to start with yellow then. Yellow, green, yeah, and this one has less. You can see the pigment is drier. It doesn't, I can kind of blending more, so it's not as dry. It is drier, it's not as wet. It doesn't leave as much inhibition layer, so that was a good curing time. You happy with that?
Yes.
I hope so. Okay, then clean it. And we've got another design. I actually like this color combination. You see? Okay, so here we are gonna do, because it is a flower-ish. Now I cannot touch the white. And it's a bit too shiny on those places where I've got fixed, so I might actually get some inhibition layer moved into my black, which is not going to be good. But if it does happen, then you will also guys know what I was talking about. So yellow, orange, and let's do just orange. Now I can press it because I've got the pigment already there. Remove the excess. They're actually really nice, guys, like really, really nice design. So let me move that away and then grab some crystals. With the crystals, we can just finish off this design. So I've got some large ones and some small ones. For the crystals application, I'm gonna use a base gel. So soak of base gel, and then they last ages. Like you can see it, I mean, those nails are nearly 2 weeks now. And the caviar beads and everything just stays on with the base gel. Like no trouble at all. So a drop of the base gel. And I love that we've got those dark background in there. So I'm just going to put a couple caviar beads in there, so it will look like a middle of the flower, and then a couple crystals. I'm trying to kind of plan my composition, so open up those. and crystal, crystal, and then inside the caviar beads. That looks really really pretty. I want some of them to be kind of separated. Do not rub it too long time with your brush, because this way you would remove the pigment. Remember, the pigment doesn't have a top coat yet. Okay, that's me happy with this one. It's really pretty. She says she's happy, and then she slaps couple caviar beads more. Even just like this. Totally random. I think they are nice. And then let's cook it. So this one I will usually cure about 30 seconds. See here, you can see it, that I have some pigment get stuck a little bit in there, and that's because the tip wasn't, you can see the scratches are much larger than the scratches like on this tip, and that's the reason behind it. So if it does happen to you, that you have been, I don't know, in a rush and you didn't do a fine bath, or you didn't cure it long enough, just take a tiny bit of the blue scrub and remove the excess of it. Obviously, it's more difficult because you have to watch so you don't touch the pigment. Now, I'm searching for the ugliest places, to be honest, but also, I don't know where is the ugly place. But see, this one doesn't work, it looks kind of strange, so I'm just picking up a crystal there. And I'm going to put that in here, just so we can join everything together, and that looks much better already. And then a couple of the caviar beads somewhere here and maybe there. I don't want to put too much, so just place it here and there. And then let's cook it.